Schalk, let's go to some stock picks. You're going with Bidcorp.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about food companies a little bit earlier, and let's call it restaurants. I've actually chosen a company that actually provide these restaurants with their food, namely Bidcorp. Also, one of these highly, great quality companies. Always wanted the opportunity to buy in, but it seemed to be on the higher side. So, for the listeners out there, what I love about Bidcorp is it's a well-diverse company. I mean, to buy into a Bidcorp, you're not buying into a South African company or a pure US company. When you look at their splits in terms of revenue, it's pretty much a third Europe, it is a third Australia and the UK, and then a third, we're talking about emerging markets. So you've got such a great diversified company that's trading definitely with the recent pullback in the share price is giving us an opportunity to buy a company that's usually trading at higher multiples at, I think, quite decent levels. So yeah, going for Bidcorp.
Yeah, no, and it has come back a bit, and as you said, that multiple looking a whole lot better. David, ASML, I hold it. Results came out last night. I wake up this morning, I read the results, I think, these look good, and then I check the pre-market, minus 7%. What did I miss on those numbers?
They're downgrading the outlook for 2026, and they're conservative. They're a Dutch company. They're not
Throw the Dutch,
or a Jensen Wang or anybody. Have you ever seen an excited Cascorp? They're very conservative in their outlook. So, for that reason, correctly so, they downgrade where they're going to go in 2026. It doesn't mean that necessarily it's going to be tough, but they don't want to put their necks out there. So the market hurt them, not because of the incredible results that they have produced and also because of their increasing order book, but rather because they've downgraded 2026 sales and so on. But this is the opposite of where Schalk is. This is the high end of technology versus the low end of technology.
Ultraviolet lithograph.
Funny enough, for the first time in years, ASML has actually now hit my radar. And yes, to add what you've just said, I mean, they mentioned in the results also the tariff worries that they're talking about. If these tariffs go through, this will most probably mean that their chips that they export to the US will cost 30% more expensive. So that's major worries, but that creates opportunities. I mean, we've seen it in April when this whole tariff thing started, and we've seen where the likes of the Nvidias went up last year to a $3 trillion company, and then went down to close to $2 trillion, and now today it's trading $4 trillion. So, I mean, to listeners out there, ASML, extremely high quality chip company. AI is not going to go away. In actual fact, it's just going to go bigger and bigger. About 30% of ASML's business is really coming from China. So the tariffs is not really going to affect them in this regard. And I do think that the more expensive it will be to export to America, the more they will focus on other parts of the world.
They've got tech.
No, I agree with David.
And tech no one else has got, and that's the key function. You can't get your UV ultraviolet lithograph anywhere else. That's all for Stock Watch today. Thanks to our guests, David Shapiro, Sasfin Securities, Schalk Louw from PSG Wealth, Old Oak. Up next, the close. Stay watching.